The most anticipated match of Group D. It's going to happen right here, right now. Version 1, the winners of the N8 qualifier versus Team Liquid top 4 at Worlds. This is going to be a banger.
A tough one here for Liquid, I think. A surprisingly tough one. I think a lot of me wants to say Liquid definitely the front runner here. But consistently throughout history, Liquid tends to play a lot longer series than they should, especially in live against and especially against North American teams. Things, for whatever reason, seem to go the distance, seem to get a little bit dicey for them, despite how good of a team I think Liquid is. So I think they're my favorite. I would predict them to win, but V1 definitely has a shot here.
Yeah, Version 1. It feels like the specialists of the crew battles. You got Beast Mode Daniel. We've already showed how great they are at twos. You saw Daniel stomp 11-3 in his ones. They got their sunglasses on, frozen in anticipation. Look how jacked they are. Like, they're chilling. But you're going up against Team Liquid, who have had really good results in twos and obviously great results at Worlds.
And, you know, I kind of wonder how much ego goes into this as well for V1. Because, like, let's say Version 1 lose game 1. Let's just say that happens. Do they go for the haymaker off the rip and say, all right, Daniel versus Atao, let's do it? And, like, or do you keep that in the back pocket and think, nah, we can probably win the 2v2? But, like, it would be huge, I think, if Daniel just like runs right through Atao like he did earlier against Tho. But obviously I don't think it would be, you know, quite that same level. Atao is playing ones a lot more than Tho has, of course. Atao is highly respected ones player in his own right. But Liquid, I think in the 3v3, I still have to give them an edge. They're a lot more consistent than Version 1 in that regard. Oski controls a lot of the pitch whenever he gets the ball. And of course, then you've just got a Chronic and a Tao who just create headaches for everybody that they go and attack the ball with. So there's a lot of good tools on Liquid, and they're a team that is definitely greater than the sum of their individual parts.
Stitchy, my bad. I got the twos match. I think if you're Team Liquid, you opt for the twos match. Just kind of looking at their recent history of twos of Atao and Oski, who won, you know, if you guys watch Johnny Boy's show matches, this is where you would do all your research and at least get all your results, your achieve statistics, if you're watching that. Where Atao and Oski played recently against Radosin and Zen and won, and they won against Nuepo and TRK. So I think those are some pretty tough twos match for Atao and Oski to win. So I kind of give them the edge in twos. But that don't flame me, Chad. I know Beast Mode and Daniel are built differently, but
those are big wins. I would not want to play a twos game against TRK and Nuepo. That's for sure. That's too much for me. So that's huge wins over on the Liquid side of things. But to be fair, I've not seen a whole lot of the Daniel Beast Mode 2v2 sphere get to go against some high quality competition. So jury's still out on that one for me.
Yeah, and we can agree that Version 1, the threes, we've already seen some evidence of that. They dropped one of their threes match in an OT against Suh, where, okay, why no A+? A lot of people were expecting the sweep. They didn't. -1 point on losing one of your threes. And that's where Team Liquid have been consistent. Version 1, you have questions about that consistency. Team Liquid just recently got 4th at Worlds. So you expect as a unit, they're going to look incredible. But how does Atao look in ones? That's something we just don't know because they weren't in the Gamers8 qualifier. They just, well, got the free pass right to the semi, so we haven't even seen them yet.
Yes, but Atao, he does play a lot of 1v1. You can see him a lot. He's incredibly dangerous. I believe currently on RL Duels, he's rated number 8 overall. So you definitely don't want to mess with him, at least going in thinking lightly of it for sure. I think I would definitely give him the edge, but Daniel is a little bit higher at number 6. So it would be a good matchup, to say the least, if they ended up matching up in the 1v1 department. So that could be a fun one. On LAN, all the gloves are off, you know, could be a great time, could be a blowout. Who knows? It's 1v1, it's best of 1, it's chaos in that regard. So we saw Jorius beat Zen. Anything can happen, man.
Jinx, you owe me an unbranded soda. But said the gloves are off. Also, the headsets are off. So what's going on there, huh?
Some strange audio issue, perhaps.
Somebody knows computers. Get on that. As gives more time for Chiefs to finish his smart juice. So let's throw it to a short recap, and we'll see you on the Group D talk. Okay, that's what I heard. Sorry, I hear a lot. I heard recap. My bad. I thought I was off the hook for a second, but yeah, Group D talk. Let's talk about FGS. We got Team Liquid versus Version1, Rule 1 versus Team Secret, Sun and Koi in the Gulag. This is a tough group to be in.
Yeah, Group D is always a brutal one when it comes to any player format, of course, as we all know. You never want to be in Group D for reasons unknown to me other than internet memes. But Team Liquid Version1, this is the big one. I think whoever wins this probably can make it out of that lower bracket, of course. And the same goes for the upper bracket, the other semifinal, Rule 1 and Team Secret. They are, without question, the 4 heavy hitters in this bracket. They've found themselves, rightfully so, through their first round. Both of them dropping a game and series that a lot of people think they could be capable of sweeping. And I think the most important thing is the way that Version1 lost to SUH. If you remember that Game 3, it was a lot of hyper-aggression from SUH. They were kind of just throwing themselves at the ball willy-nilly and just trying to chase things down, and it kept them in the game. And that's really the most important part. If you're within 1 or tied, doesn't matter how you're doing it, you're going to find a way to get to overtime or at least give yourself a chance to do it. And Team Liquid has a much more kind of like, how do I describe this? Octopus level of control over the pitch sometimes. It feels like they are everywhere. And everywhere you look, there is something coming at you that you have to pay attention to. And it is scary to play against the Liquid team. So if it's a lot more controlled versus Version1, they might get boxed in a little bit here.
Everywhere, anywhere, all at once. I think they made a movie about Team Liquid. But we also have some visual aid to talk about our group. Check this out.
Watching our group is going to be Daniel. He's going to be playing our 1s and 2s. It's probably not much of a secret. So he's going to be in every single one of our games, and I think he's going to absolutely shine this event.
In 2s and in 1s, Roaz is really consistent, so I think he's a big threat.
Yeah, you're just very low compared to all the sounds.
He's really good. Because he's like really flashy and you can't really expect what he does.
Olha, é o Roaz da Rule 1. Eu acho que ele é muito completo em todos os modos e vai dar realmente trabalho pra gente.
I think the team I want to play the most would be Rule 1.
We want to play Vitality. We really do. We want to stop them from winning everything, so that is our goal here.
The only matchup in my mind is Team Secret. I'm super focused on that, and whatever comes next, comes next.
Yeah, the Version1 game I'm looking most forward to because, well, this is my first international LAN, so.
I think in our group, we have the best 2v2. Liquid has a solid 2s team. I think any combination of those 3 could be a solid 2s team.
I'd probably say Version1 with Daniel in Beast Mode, and Rule 1 with RW9 and Clears.
I feel like Atal and Polski are really good, so that's Team Liquid in 2s. But also Roaz and Killers.
On our group would be Kaliers and Roaz, but my teammates are gonna probably prove me wrong, and I hope so.
Eu acho que a melhor equipe de 2v2 do nosso grupo está entre Roaz e Killers da Rule 1 e Daniel e Beast Mode da Version1.
Roaz is the best ones player.
RW9.
It's probably between Daniel or Roaz.
I think the best 1v1 player is Roaz. That's why Ato is here, to prove me wrong again.
O melhor jogador de 1v1 do nosso grupo é o Roaz da Rule 1.
I would say the dark horse would be Team Secret, because they have KV1.
I think we are the dark horse in our group, or Team Secret.
I'd say us. I think people are really underestimating us, and I think we're gonna prove people wrong.
If we were to make it out of groups, there'd be one other team joining us, and I think it's probably gonna be Rule 1.
We make it through, and Rule 1 makes it through because, I mean, we have the best 2v2 and 1v1 players in the world, so.
Eu acho que a gente e a Rule 1 vai classificar.
Version1, I may be a little bit biased, but I think they're very good in 3s, 2s, and 1s, and I think they're gonna make it out.
Yeah, we will try our best, but I think realistically, Liquid and Rule 1.
Well, you heard it from the horse's mouth. Not to call the players horses, but they do know their stuff. They played against them, and they said Team Liquid, Rule 1, having the best ones and twos players. Even Team Liquid saying self-proclaimed best twos and ones team.
Bold.
world.
You like to see the confidence. Best twos and ones team in the world? Maybe. Maybe. I would give, you know, Vitality a pretty clean shot at that. Also, Rule 1. I like the confidence to say we're the best twos and ones team in the world. Collectively, obviously, we know that, you know, Atao is not the number one ones player in the world. But
Okay, don't be a little hater.
What can I say, man? Have you seen Rojas and Zengo play ones? It's nuts. But
Well, Zed lost.
That's
so-
true. He did lose to Joris. He's gonna go move a few spots down on the leaderboard. But it's bold to say average rating, the best twos and ones team in the world. Maybe. I like to see that idea, but that remains to be seen. Here's an opportunity to prove it. This is certainly a series that could go all 5 potentially, depending on how things shake out. So I am very curious to see if Liquid can back up the big talk.
Yeah, if you don't believe it, can you really ever be it? Like, you can't strive for goals if you don't think you'll ever achieve it. And whether Team Liquid are the current best ones or twos team, we're gonna find out here and now, because the match is finally ready. Get to see what Team Liquid can produce with all that confidence. But Version 1, they're warmed up.
Version 1 looking great after their solid win against and now a first chance for Liquid out of the gate. Well defended by Version 1, but already pushing early and forcing respect out of that V1 defense.
Gotta respect both these teams too. Version 1 commanding a lot of that in a format such as this. I think came out swinging too against a team like SUH, which some would say aren't at their caliber, but even Version 1 lost a threes match against them. It was a kind of a wacky overtime, kind of caught them off guard. But now a team like Team Liquid, a lot more predictable, a lot more what they're used to. Team Liquid don't get fourth at Worlds for no reason, of course.
Yes. They're not a team to be trifled with, to be sure. And right now, look at them just move that ball left and right. They say, oh, you're challenging that direction. The ball's going this way. And it's forcing a lot of dives out of that Version 1 defense.
Like Version 1 pressuring through the left side. Chronic just shoved out of the way. The challenge that he thought he had control over just gave back possession to Version 1.
Beast Mode just winning the ball clean here in the corner. He saw Oski camped out on the wall, decided to take the space in the middle of the pitch, and unfortunately, no one quite able to cover up. Nice little move there from Beast Mode.
Green 1 out the gates. Looking strong, like they did in their other Game 1. Team Liquid, this is their first match of the day. I'm sure you're warming up. Doing some scrims in the meantime, or maybe studying the competition. I don't know. Calm dodges the challenge, flicks it above. Daniel ready on the right side, crossing from one side to the other. Not in a position to score it necessarily. Version 1 maintaining possession. How do you center out this ball? Team Liquid making it impossible for you to develop a play up until now. Calm off the backboard, but a Chronic sends it away.
Look at Atto just pressing hard into the corner, forcing all of Version 1 back. And Atto knows he's never actually going to get any type of control on that ball, but it does force everyone on Version 1 to respect that Liquid push in case that ball goes into a position. And that's that type of map control that they're able to generate, but who cares about all of that? Because Calm is just scoring for free off of another dish from Beast Mode off the ceiling here, casually floating one towards the net. And a Chronic has no other choice but to just dump it into the box.
What a setup from Beast Mode. Like, Calm looks so good in the stats when you just get these lobs from Daniel or Beast Mode, just like they did in their previous series. Version 1 have a good start. This Team Liquid have made that offense of Version 1 difficult to execute, making those angles difficult, but it's just that small gap that Team Liquid give up that Version 1 can capitalize on. But what can Team Liquid produce of their own? Having that that second player ready on the right side, gave some space to Version1. Team Liquid buy it right back. But just kind of late on these challenges, letting Version1 get away with a lot. And now with the full clear, it's not like Version1 are looking too threatening off the backboard at the very least. And that's an awkward touch from Oski. And Chronic is already at the goal line. Team Liquid need to get out of this.
Daniel, a lot of open space to work with, and look at the pressure just smashing it towards the goal. Version1 taking names here in the first 3.5 minutes of game 1. Liquid just looking for any type of sustained pressure.
That's the pressure Team Liquid are trying to apply right now, and just diving right at Version1. We don't seem shaken up too much. Version1 getting these touches right before the execution of Team Liquid. But it is just game 1, where one team got warmed up. The other one is just getting started. Team Liquid have the offense that keeps brewing. And Atao maybe wanting to drop this off to Oski. It's a little too far forward, though. Team Liquid just haven't had the setup they really can capitalize on. And it's being saved even if it looks good.
Some big boost issues, though, here for Version1. Only one player with over 25. And they go right towards the only person with boost on the backboard. The team is able to figure something out, but Liquid starting to constrict here.
Version1 just don't mess up. Is that the challenge they can do in the next 32 seconds? Don't choke! But Atao, he's on the way. Gets the pass of one defender, goes to the corner. Oski is ready. Team Liquid is positionally in better spots to just get the rebounds, to have follow-up, but producing a threatening offense is something they'll have to think about in game 3 if this is how Team Liquid are starting. They're down 2 goals and not a lot of time left, and at least prove to me you could score once. We hyped you up.
Not looking like
Video
it.
hyped you up too.
They said the best 2s and 1s, not 3v3. This towards the middle, Calm will take that away. That should close out game 1. That might have enough on it, just shy. But Version1, way to go out there and get the job done. Beast Mode putting in the work there in this one. I believe he got both assists, if memory serves, but maybe I'm misremembering because the one off the ceiling was just that good.
Team Liquid getting hydrated. That's what'll really power them up. And then
That's their smart juice.
that's their smart juice. It's hopefully everybody's smart juice. But Version1 take game 1, and Team Liquid get to choose their format, where you're assuming 2s with Oski and Atao with how good they've performed recently in some show matches. But this ain't a show match, or at least this is the most expensive show match of all time. Of course, you got lower brackets, so it's maybe not as expensive as I think, but still an important one, and against one of the better 2s duos that we have in this tournament.
This is a big one, as I have to agree, Lemon, because if you're V1 and you kind of go out there and thinking, everyone's thinking, or at least I certainly was, that Liquid is just going to come out there and control that one. That was absolutely not the case. So if you're Liquid and you're thinking, well, I know they got warmed up, but at the same time, we really couldn't get anything done regardless of being warm or not. So that was a very tough game 1 pill to swallow. And you certainly don't want to lose your 2v2 or 1v1, whichever way you go. And if they saw Daniel play the 1v1, they may second guess themselves, and indeed they do opt for the 2v2.
I'm excited for this. Oski already putting on the pressure. Didn't have the angle he wanted on the double tap there, but Atao just guiding this away while his buddy just dies off in the distance, getting demoed, meaning Version1 can take up all of this space. Team Liquid, doesn't matter how much space you have when you have the ball. For how long? Version1 just trying to guide this objective from one side of the field to the other. And then Version1 get a free shot on net, I guess.
Oski did the exact same thing that we saw KV1 do in their 2v1. Tried to go up the backboard, maybe start an air dribble, get a strong clear. What was the issue? The guy had 4 boost. He had even less than KV1 did. And he just had his bluff straight called. They all saw the ball just fall off his car, and Beast Mode's like, cool, thanks for the free goal.
It's a slow start for Team Liquid. I'm not gonna lie, but it's not how you start, it's how you end. Of course. Team Liquid gotta have some presence, clean up the mistakes, not let this ball be for free. Daniel demos one. Good slowdown there by Team Liquid. Beast mode at least receives the pass, guides it to the left side, goes up, and again is just drawing out these resources from Team Liquid to get him chasing. Now Team Liquid might be able to shake up possession. Good touch from Oski to pop that up.
Really great recognition as well from Oski to realize that the hard shot was coming there and not challenging and getting beat by the shot.
Yeah. Version1 pushing up in the midfield, battling their way. What a touch by Oski! Bar down! Team Liquid tied it up.
Goodness gracious, look at how tight Oski plays on this 50. How did he know the ball was going over that way? That's the 3v3 positioning, and it works to perfection there. A bullet to the top left. Big equalizer.
That's what you got to capitalize on if you're Team Liquid, that confidence that Version1 have in these twos. Being too aggressive, turning the ball on their heads, and Team Liquid getting some boost, getting ready for the upcoming offense of Version1, who seem to have the freedom to push us off the back wall and a double tap too. Oh my God.
Oski makes a small mistake there. He had plenty of boost to turn. He had 100, but he opted to play defense and let a Tau come sweep across the middle. And Version1 are just like, look, if you're going to give us all this space, we're going to make something happen. They throw it up to the ceiling, and you can trust Daniel. He turned that one in with authority.
Daniel getting shoved around. Beast mode just kind of keeps the ball to himself while his teammate gets beat up, but all good. Version1 want to beat up in twos. So far up 2-1. Oski goes up to the sky, has the reset. A Tau grabs the boost, trying to drain Version1 of those resources. Getting set up though, a Tau with the reset. Beast mode with the touch, it kind of stifles the speed of the ball and the control that Team Liquid have as they just try to force their way through. This is in.
The tight 50 game. Look at the Tau. Control. Oski does the same thing. Float, hover, stay behind the ball, let it come into you. Don't try and force it, because that's when it gets out of control. That was just full containment there from Liquid to keep the ball playable, and they capitalize.
Oh, 2 unanswered goals now. Team Liquid, like I said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. You gotta wait for the game to end before you say GG. But a Tau and Oski needing to connect here on the midfield, but this gives Version1 a lane to try to pile through.
Huge bump with
At
a
least
demo?
it's challenges, yeah, to kind of shake that up. It's Version1 not too threatened at the moment.
They're kind of seeing what they can get away with, and one-on-one is what they will find.
Let him go! He has the ball, no one can stop him!
That call was amazing. That was fantastic. Look at him go. He's got the ball, nobody can stop, and instantly into the net. Oh, that was perfect. I love that.
I thought their controller's DC'd. I was like, is anyone gonna do anything? Like, I get to cast twos a lot, but I felt like something should happen there.
That was flawless. Oh my days. If I could do that every time, I would.
Oh, Version1 asleep for a second. Gives Team Liquid the lead. About minute 40 left. Daniel being cute with it. A Tau, though, stuffs it to the right corner. Daniel says, that's my ball. Bumps him out of the way. Oski with the 50 in the midfield. They slow down that rampage that Version1 wanted to put on to look for that equalizer. Team Liquid good at wasting time.
Ooh. As we've seen a few players, saw it in KV1 playing keep away. It can be quite valuable, but look at Beast Mode, just trying to poke that ball right back through the center of the Team Liquid rotation. And that's definitely the biggest weakness in 2v2, is that small gap between the two players, because everyone is so ready to be a passing option or cut in front of the play and go for a demo. And if you can just find the right bit of timing, you can slip right between that gap. Oh my God.
Speaking of gap, barely an inch there for Beast Mode. He just pitches it in all the way from the midfield. Oski just giving him a hand up like a high five.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're tied.
Oski doing the best there. He didn't have a whole lot of boost to work with, so he's thinking, well, maybe I get a challenge. Maybe I save the shot. He put the hand up. That's all you could ask. He made it difficult. And beast mode, again, double tap merchants, so it would seem on V1 side of things. A little misdirection here from Team Liquid, but beast mode equal to it. And he will pay dearly for it.
What a close twos match we have so far, though. 33 seconds. Off the backboard, second touch from beast mode. Oski ready for it, and a Tau ready to clear, and maybe an open chance. Daniel races back, has no boost because of that rotation. Maybe Team Liquid can keep them trapped. At least the 50 goes to the right. Oski there first, had to use all his speed to maintain that possession, all his boost, as a Tau left to make a play. Oski not letting Version1 leave for free, but you can't let beast mode have the ball. He's a scary guy, but having to center this out is quite difficult. The corner pass to Daniel, and Oski sends it away. And nope, not OT yet. One more play for Team Liquid.
Okay.
But the deny to a Tau now sends us into OT.
That was stressful. I mean, it feels like in general, I think here in the 2v2, Version1 has had a little bit better boost control. They've been finding themselves in playable positions as they go for a bump here. Oski forced into an awkward clear. Beast mode will convert in the top left. And that's why you just put these little weak shots towards the goal, force people to do something with it. And beast mode, he just goes again and gets a big piece of that ball. A lot of power behind it, just able to squeeze it into the near post. You tie people in a knot, you kind of handcuff them, and you can be the best player in the world. It is tough to make the perfect touch.
Beast mode is built differently for these modes. I swear, he's put on a show, but this has been a really exciting series. Just the fact that that twos match got tied up and both teams tried to outplay each other, and we end up with Version1 on match point, where we'll end this possibly in threes coming up, where, hey, we were doubting Version1 in threes, but hey, it's working out so far.
The only thing I know is Liquid goes to game 5s. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm saying. I would be shocked, to be quite honest, if Liquid got swept off the pitch right here, though. That does not feel like a Liquid I am familiar with. So, for me, a lot of expectation to at least take one. There's no way you get swept out by Version1, right?
Right, guys?
Right?
Right?
I am less certain of it, but one never knows.
Well,
Version1 have been playing incredibly well, obviously. Considering, again, you have to look at it for them. Liquid's coming off Worlds, grinded super hard for that, right? They were in the lab, working hard on the 3v3 game. You get your, week and a half, maybe 2 weekish break before this event. You haven't had the time to drill the twos, the 1v1. Meanwhile, Version1 is like, guys, we are going to destroy everybody.
yeah, Version1, oh, what a shot from Daniel. When you need two blockers in there, that's a good shot. But Version1 didn't lose a match in the Gamers8 North American qualifier. So they've proven themselves in this format before. And they even 4-0'd in the finals. Yes, it was against Koi, but Koi made this crazy lower bracket run. Obviously deserved to be there. But this is, now that you're in the proper event, this is going to be stiffer competition, and Version1 are continuing to prove themselves. Both of these teams are favorites to make it through. We'll see how Rule 1 fares in their next match.
But the other side of the coin, right, with Liquid practicing all that 3v3 for the World Championship, why are we not winning this threes game versus Version1, right? That's kind of the other... Oh, it's open. Never mind. They're going to win this one.
Wow, it's just kind of another one of those, he has the ball and no one can stop him moments. He had a challenge for Version1. Where's the rest of the team? I thought we were playing threes, not 1v3s. So, Team Liquid on the board, but like we noticed that they had a slow start in game 1.
Yes,
and they got
did.
better in game 2. And now you're expecting peak Team Liquid in game 3. Right?
Really hope so. Awkward challenge from them in the midfield, but at the moment seems to have stabilized. Also, I do think Liquid is the team that tends to play better with a lead than having it to equalize or play from behind. Then they really get that map control going.
pass is connecting there from Team Liquid. Back wall, though, protected from Version1, not letting that play get executed. It's Version1 just barely able to slow down this ball, but at least taking it up to the skies, dodging where Team Liquid are, at least up until you run out of boost, and then this lands right into Team Liquid. But it's Calm trying to generate something for Version1, and the challenges from Team Liquid have sent them away. And we said that Team Liquid were really good at wasting time, which is a skill to have when you're up with a lead.
Ooh,
but almost
Atao.
a gap there from Atao, yeah.
He did such a nice thing, I thought. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to convert it, but I liked his idea to go off the wall one more time, really throw off the timing of that last defender. Unfortunately, wasn't able to put the ball back on target, but that's that time waste mentality. Maybe extend the lead by seeing if you can get the defense to overcommit on something. Oski, hard shot, well defended by Beast Mode, but Version1 starting to get pressed back a little bit here.
Yeah, Team Liquid aren't taking big risks. Like you said, they play well with the lead. They don't try to stretch themselves. It's Version1 that have the weight on their shoulders to make something happen, especially when you're on match point. If you're going up against the supposed Game 5 kings of Team Liquid,
Well,
you want to finish
they tend to
out strong.
lose more often than not, but they
okay.
get there quite a bit.
Okay. Well, that's sort of reassuring if you're Version1.
It's the scary part.
At least Game 5 is a threes match where we've been setting up that Team Liquid are supposed to be better at that, but so far have a lead that they haven't dropped yet. With about 90 seconds of Version1 still hitting this brick wall.
Yep. But now they hit each other. And look at Oski immediately correct, throw the ball into the corner, but finally an opportunity. V1 can maybe gain possession here and see if they can keep it and give themselves a chance to tie it up. But oh, they all had to fall back for boost, and Liquid, here they come again.
Oof. Team Liquid have been really good at finding these gaps and executed on one of them. Made Version1 sweat for the rest of them. Beast Mode has to go high. Looking for a connection with Calm. But Team Liquid just read every single play. Because Team Liquid can just sit back and watch it develop, and Version1 have to be creative. They have to catch them off guard.
And oh gosh, this is what see what I'm saying when I say octopus levels of control. Look how wide this spread is. Achronix here in the corner. They're all the way on the opposite corner. No one's even looking over there. Oski's camped out in the midfield to catch a clear. They just spread themselves out so far and have so much faith that they'll be able to adjust if a ball gets thrown back through the middle. And it gives them so many off angles that they just catch defenses off.
And Team Liquid haven't had to just throw a bunch of offenses at them. They've been really good at stalling out Version1, sitting back and disrupting the plays of Version1, and then the one time they really full send it, like you said, they just have the creativity in their threes to break through Version1 and catch them lacking. You got 16 seconds where Team Liquid, if that double tap would have went in, I would have said maybe Version1 have a chance, but now this feels pretty locked in.
Real test coming up though in the 1v1 environment. Obviously it will be Atao versus Daniel. If it's not, I'm not sure what the players are thinking. So big opportunity here for Daniel to close this one out and not have to play that Liquid in a Game 5, because that was the Liquid you expect to see, where it's incredibly difficult to break them down.
The bounce back of Team Liquid, like we said, this is their first match of the day of the tournament. While Version1 had this warm-up, so out the gates in Game 1, Version were gonna look better, unless Team Liquid were just hard grinding all day. But who knows the jet lag situation? Of course, they've been there earlier because of Media Day and whatnot. So I'm hoping that's not a fact. I did see some yawns. I did see some eyes closing during the tech pauses, but I'm also done with tech pauses too, so I don't blame them there. But now that that's all sorted, they had a chance to get laser focused, and so did they in that Game 3.
So did they, and they needed to be allowed just about nothing. There was maybe 1 or 2 chances, I think, there for Version1 to get themselves on the board, but a Team Liquid defense able to rally, find a way out, and heading into the 1v1 match, this should be interesting because Daniel is, of course, chosen for V1, Atao locked in for Liquid. So we do get what is probably going to be one of the best 1v1 matchups you could hope for. It is 2 players in the top 10 of 1v1s at the moment. So, I mean, it should be a banger. Daniel has to have the edge. He is rated higher, but who knows? 1v1, anything can happen. It's a lot of fun to watch. This one is a real thick steak to bite into.
Making me hungry, man. I just woke up. I hope it's filet. But Daniel did pound in his match 11-3. I think the final scoreline was.
Though, yeah.
Versus Doe, and which is not the same as a Tao.
Oh,
I
jumped
know I'm
early.
not comparing apples to bananas, but Daniel holds on at the goal line. Tao couldn't force his way through, but he's collected boosts and he's ready to bring it back.
Oh, he might score
Just
here.
respecting that space, and because of that touch from Daniel, that's an open net.
Yeah, Daniel kind of got locked into a situation here where he had to save that first opportunity, and you saw Atao immediately bump him as he was landing. And that means Daniel doesn't have an opportunity to recover cleanly, grab as much boost as he needs. He's kind of forced into this weak dump into the midfield, and Atao, he just ran back, grabbed the midfield boost, and went right back at him. And Daniel just never had a moment to catch his breath there.
I like the rotations from Atao so far. He is a super solid ones player. Gonna be Daniel's biggest challenge thus far. Tao's just rotations, collecting boost, able to keep the play going, and great control. But Daniel, it's not his first rodeo when it comes to that.
It's amazing that he's... and he turns it in! How do you go from defending the flip reset, fake musty, into just rushing down a towel in the corner and an insta shot to the back post that is not able to get kicked out? That's... turn on a dime, Daniel. That's a goal right there.
Tao just tried to be ready with the reaction timing, and good effort. Still popped in at the end. Tao just getting bumped. Daniel looking for the demo. Daniel had the demo before in his last match to get a free goal. Gotta be careful of those. Daniel has to be careful where this drops off, and good touch, and almost lines it up for Atao, but the second touch again, or third, whatever, I can't count, is the one that gets it away from Atao.
Really respect Atao, knowing that Daniel's got the command on that ball to not just cut in and just keep the spacing. As you see here again, he sees him jump, so he says, you know what, let's control the boost as much as possible. Even checks to make sure that the boost is there in the midfield, just to deny Daniel options. And we saw that same strategy from KV1, and it was quite effective as you see him again just picking up all the pads and saying, good luck, buddy. You're gonna have to work quite hard.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that flick.
Atao just looking for the bump, and still stopped by Daniel. And the recovery is quick from Daniel, but Atao was able to get back in time to just not let this turn into a breakaway. Stop after stop. You don't get to see one scorelines be this small.
Oh, he's gonna
1-1 after how much time? Atao with multiple touches.
Days.
And Daniel couldn't shut the door.
Daniel racing back again. You notice 0 boost, goes into the net with 12. His only option is an inside out type of save, and Atao realized it. Said, I don't have to fake it. All faking it does is give him time to get set. I'm just gonna power this one through off the backboard, tip it a couple of times, and make sure to turn that in. That's clinical from Atao.
What an incredible match. Incredible game. For this
my.
the placement from Atao. Holy cow.
The tester. It says, oh yeah, you're gonna come challenge me early. Bang! Don't do that again, boyo. That's ice cold from Atao right there.
Oh, jeez. Daniel down by 2, but plenty of time. This has been toe-to-toe so far. Now a few unanswered goals by Atao, and Daniel doesn't give up time to react.
The return salvo from Daniel. Great command, gets the flip, and the precision to just dot that one right into the top of the net, off the bar as well. The tiniest window to squeeze that over Atao. Massive shot to get it back within 1.
74 miles per hour, too. Like, that was quick. And Daniel, that's a slow one that he couldn't stop.
Again, the kickoff, it favors Atao. He picks up all the corner boosts. Daniel knows he doesn't have time to grab the pads. He can only get 1, and no, it's not enough. Welcome to physics-based games. Let's talk about vector math. Daniel did not have a big enough vector back the other way to change the direction. Thank you very much. That's my TED Talk.
I did not do well enough in math in college to understand anything. I don't even vector. I only know Photoshop. But Team Liquid are up. A Tau. The entirety of Team Liquid are up 4-2. 2 goals. Daniel has to drum up an answer.
Long
He's
way.
been quick with it before.
2 minutes is an eternity. 2 goals
Yeah.
is very, very possible in 3v3.
Yeah. Daniel has been
Oh, you get him
good
back?
at being quick. And the bounce is so awkward. It goes up. Daniel waits for his moment. Decent touch, but Atao had a chance to defend this. Atao tries to answer back, gets Daniel to own goal, and 5-2 for Atao.
You saw Daniel try and hit Atao with the precision place banger from the midfield. It went off the post, and Atao says, here's how you do it. You gotta get it on frame, and again, he just can't get enough force on the ball to tip it further left. And Atao edging the lead, keeping Daniel at arm's length, saying you're not coming back into this one. But oh, just kidding, he lets him back in. Oh, he missed the ball.
Let's make this interesting. Kind of, yeah, it's going up this wall, and I thought Atao would have just popped this more out, not to Daniel, but Daniel doesn't miss those, so the lead is only within 2 or 3.
Brutal miss. Atao really locked into only one option there on that clear, and now he's got to defend with a limited amount of boost. Daniel with 100 tries to tuck it into the back post, and Atao, great recognition, but he got his boost stolen. This should be number 4. Yes, it is.
Okay, we got a ones match on our hands. Daniel closing the gap between the two. Look how fast he is, too. Oh, it's kilometers per hour. My bad. Not freedom units.
100 kilometers per hour is about 60 miles per hour. We can give you that rough conversion.
Okay, I knew the math guy would get it.
I'm actually terrible at math. I've just seen that so often that I know now.
You're so good at pretending, though. But 5-4. Such a close scoreline. I mean, this really ramped up in the second half. I feel like it was 1-1 for so many minutes. Stop after stop. Goals. Atao, double tap. He gets it. 6-4.
Trying to slam the door in Daniel's face. Daniel knew this was coming. He said, look, you're going to have to hit the perfect double tap. Look how close Daniel came to making that stop. He was right there, but forcing Atao to hit the perfect angle down, and boy, did he deliver.
Daniel has to close the gap, and maybe a chance here, depending how this bounce goes. It goes high, not towards him. Would have been a free goal if it was. He got there before Tao. Now both players getting some boost. Tao with the carry and
Ooh, he's going to play keep away. Look, come get it. Look, come get it. Come get it. And then he's just going to hit it away. Oh, I love this. Oh, and he's gonna drive the other way. Oh, it's brutal. Daniel, you're gonna have to work so hard to take the ball off this guy.
Oh my god, and he baits Daniel forward, but Daniel had enough boost to race back. Now you have the ball-ish, Daniel getting some boost, but now completely leaving the ball unattended and just is gonna give this up. Respect to Atao playing the game 6-4, defeating Daniel and sending Team Liquid to a game 5.
That was a beautiful 1v1 game from Atao. If we could have the 1v1 show match best of 5, I would love to see that. I have no doubt that Daniel will find his revenge, but in that exact 1v1, that was perfect from Atao. If Daniel made a miscue in positioning, Atao was there to capitalize. If Daniel gave him only the smallest window and it had to be perfect, Atao delivered. That was a beautiful show from him to get his team to a game 5 in 3v3.
Keep the brooms in your closet, folks. We gotta see how this game 5 shapes up, and according to Achieves, the stats don't speak in favor of Team Liquid when it comes to 5.
Especially against NA teams. It's brutal sometimes for Team Liquid when they get to the game 5 scenario. But their last 3v3, it looked pretty good. That was hyper controlled. They got that nice early lead, and then they just said, yeah, you are welcome to try and find any type of opening, and V1 certainly could not do it. So Liquid got to be riding high on the momentum. 2 wins straight, 1 in 3v3, 1 in 1v1. And they're saying, yeah, you guys won the first 2, but we're storming back hard here at the end.
Good win from a Tao too against such a tough opponent. We go to 5. We settle in a good old natural Rocket League 3s action where you think at the start of the series you would have said Team Liquid all the way, but it didn't start that way at the start of the series, but they're warmed up. So is this a new Team Liquid?
A lot of questions to be answered here if you're version 1 in this game 5. You have to find a way to break that Liquid presence in the midfield. And you have to find a way to make sure that you enable Beast Mode to really go to work on the offensive side of things once you get through that midfield line. He's generally the guy who's able to break people down and get that ball into a scoreable spot.
Oh, Beast Mode just almost trying to bulldoze his way through the net. Still members alive defensively to stop that. As version 1, it felt like so impossible for them to score in that last 3s match back in game 3. Team Liquid just stop after stop. Version 1, their passes were read from a mile away. How do Team Liquid just use that again? They just need that lead. Like you mentioned, Team Liquid, once they got that lead, they felt a lot more confident about how things were going.
Very difficult team to beat. Nice demo in the midfield, removing some options from the version 1 counterattack here. This is very much the footwork test, so to speak. Everyone just saying, okay, we're in position. Is anyone going to make a misstep? Feels like a very classic game 5 where everything is tightly controlled and nobody wants to make a glaring error.
Oski trying to guide this out, was almost pushed off the ball there by version 1, and Team Liquid opened up a lane to generate an offense, that lead that they seem to like. I mean, which team doesn't like a lead, to be honest? Especially Team Liquid, especially someone like a Talent, when you can start playing keep away, start using different strategies, stop feeling so desperate, so uncomfortable. Team Liquid starting to put that pressure. As long as you can take the ball away from Daniel, but Oski reads that well and brings it right back to an offense.
Calm, a little bit of space, and I like it. He's trying to keep that close, but it got away from him. Awkward ball into the middle. Not a lot of boost. Liquid gonna press hard here.
They're trying to off the back wall, but the follow-up, at least the Tao is there. It's second too late, but it's a challenge that he's won. It's a backboard that is set up, but no one home. Team
right down
Liquid.
the gut.
Oh, just weren't ready for that one.
They all backed off. They all went to go grab 100. They finally found a small gap, a nice pass in their own half, and then they sent that counterattack straight down the middle of the field. And against a team like Team Liquid that tries to spread the pitch very far, if you find that one seam, you can really tie them in a tight bind there where they can't really make a good approach on the ball. You give yourselves a good look. V1 finding a lead after 2.5 minutes of tough defense.
Version 1 just did such an incredible job. First, you stop the pass from Team Liquid. You counterattack while they're still rotating. Now it's Version 1 with the lead. And Team Liquid gonna fight their way back. This crosses dangerously in front of the net. Calm guides it away. But here's a Tao who robs it. Kind of patient towards the challenge of Version 1, looking for the clear, which is successful. Now a Chronic to a Tao and make sure this is a guaranteed in and a guaranteed tie for Team Liquid.
They caught Calm leaning a little bit there, thinking that the 50 was going to be going forward, and instead his team gets absolutely creamed on that 50. Didn't even make it to the challenge. Let through for free. One step too far forward. Liquid equalize.
Good challenge there by a Chronic. Set up in front of the net. Calm with small send away towards the midfield, but it's Daniel that continues the push for Version 1, and a chance, but a save from Team Liquid. Slow down that counterattack of Version 1 that they've been so good at thus far. Daniel guiding it towards the net. Maybe a bit more threat. See if he can get a lead here, but Version 1 now respect that space.
Nice control from Beast Mode there, just forcing that Liquid approach to respect the challenge. And Liquid still just poking and prodding here. A little tester of a shot to the back post to try and spread the defense, and it might pay dividends towards the backboard. Everyone diving and missing. Oski's going to turn in number 2.
Oski is always at the right place at the right time, and exactly where Version1 don't want him to be. Right after a double commit from Version1 for the initial save, but it was a save that didn't clear in the best positions. Oski gets it done for Team Liquid. 2-1 with 1:09 left, and look at him go with the reset. Deposits right to Daniel. The ball never touches the ground. Version1 good at guiding this out. Team Liquid are good. Last time they were in a lead in their threes, they won. Version1 though gotta fight harder.
Ooh, and I totally expect. Oh no, a missed clear, and Daniel's gonna eat him for breakfast.
Oh, Daniel with the challenge win, and Oski, you thought he had it. You had him on offense, just not there.
That is, to be fair, an incredibly difficult clear there for Oski. It's got a lot of power over his shoulder, high on the backboard. The touch needs to be perfect, and he just missed it. And Daniel, great capitalization.
A tie game in game 5. To go to the next round, it doesn't get closer than this. To go to the upper bracket final will be Version1 or Team Liquid. On the offense, a shot. Daniel has to quickly drop. Thank gravity for that quick save. As Version1 want to take advantage of having the ball and move forward. Liquid with these small 50s, but Version1 quick to get possession back. As Daniel with the setup. Calm to the cross, and he gets the second touch.
I have to see if he got bumped into this again by a Liquid player. There's the wall. Nope, just a clean touch. I saw. Oh, it's hit by a towel. It was hit by a towel. Oh no. Oh, that's brutal.
This all gets decided in the next 4 seconds. Version1 squeaking out the last goal. Team Liquid have to go all the way down the field, and they have to play defense. It's on the ground, and Version1 go to the upper bracket final.
Dang, that's a tough L to hold if you're Team Liquid there. Again, the Game 5 Boogeyman bites him at literally the last couple of seconds. Atao just trying to cover up at 0 seconds on the top of the net. And boy, did he just accidentally. That's not even his fault. I mean, it should have been a goal regardless. Com should have just hit the double tap straight into the net. So it looks a lot worse than it was. Com actually missing there makes Atao look like he has no idea how to defend, which is not fair. Com should have just scored the ball outright. But that's not the point. V1 win, and Liquid one more time fall in Game 5 to a North American team on a live event. That's just brutal.
Put some more respect on Com's name. Like, he's getting it done. Check out the highlights of the series. It was the best one we've had in Group D thus far. Of course, it was a Game 5. Like, every match was close. And it started off with, like, a slow start for Team Liquid, not gonna lie.
Yeah, definitely a rough start for Team Liquid there. Version1 with the pace definitely picked them apart. Well-deserved. Won the 2v2 game as well, when they really thought that, Team Liquid was going to be this 2v2 powerhouse. But Daniel in Beast Mode showed them all the mechs in the world, hit some beautiful goals on some tight defenses, and Version1 found another overtime win, but Liquid started to come back alive.
This was a good ones match, too, between Atao and Daniel. They were neck and neck. Like, it was 1-1. For so long, like one of the lowest scoring ones matches I feel like I've casted, and then it really ramped up in the second half once you had this kickoff reset. So like both really sped up. Then you go to Game 5, and again it was so close. Really got to put respect on Team Liquid for how quickly they improved with how Game 1 and Game 2 went.
Yeah, really great show from V1. Way to fight through a lot of adversity. There it is. Com off the bar was technically out, but that's not the point. We have done it. We have decided that we have to talk to V1. We didn't get to hear from them at Worlds, Lemon, so we get to hear from them here at Gamers8. Welcome to the stage, Com. It's good to have you, buddy. What's it like having to sit out the 2v2 and 1v1, but you go out there and get the job done in Game 5?
It's nice. I get to sit back, kick my feet up, drink some water, and I'm pretty much there just to practice my fist bump. So I'm kind of serving like I'm sat in the middle, so I'm serving as like a conduit between the two. So one of them will fist bump me, and then I'll fist bump the other, pass it on over.
Well, at least you get to make up in the time by doing interviews with us, which you're so well known at, and also well known with how well you guys did at the Gamers8 qualifier, not dropping a match and continuing that streak. What was your confidence coming into this tournament, considering that obviously the competition is just that much tighter here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, missing out on Worlds, missing out on Boston was a big defeat for us. So we have wanted to get out here and play at this event more than anything else in the world. We know that through the qualifiers and also just knowing our players, we are heavily favored in this event. We have the ability to win in 1s, 2s, and 3s. I think we're favored against a lot of teams in all of those modes. So coming out here, we feel like we have a lot to prove. Me personally, I feel like I have a lot to prove, and I'm glad that we were able to show up and win the first 2 matches on the first day.
Now, I am kind of curious because you do sit there, you know, biding your time, watching that 1v1 versus Daniel and a Chronic, but Game 3, that 3v3, Liquid really showed you that control that they're capable of, and it was very difficult. So were you kind of sitting there thinking, what do I want to do differently going into Game 5, or were you just, like you said, kick your feet back, watch the 1v1, and go out there and say, let's do our own thing, or were you really thinking about what you wanted to do in that last game?
Yeah, we definitely were thinking about it. I know my teammates were. We weren't talking about it, obviously, because we don't want to let Dan focus, but we talked a little bit after Game 3 and talked before going to Game 5, like right after Dan lost the 1s game, we talked about like, this is what they're doing, this is what we need to do, here's what we're doing wrong, let's fix it. And even throughout the game, we were making sure that we talked about it, we made sure that we were fixing what we knew we had to do, and we ended up taking the dub because of it.
And speaking of dubs, I mean, you're continuing to take those, so big congrats. We didn't start the interview with congrats, but amazing job coming, just finishing out the series. But what do you think of the strength of your group? 4 different groups. A lot of people thought this one was going to be tight. Tough competition against Rule 1 and Team Liquid. What do you think of your group?
Yeah, I think our group is one of the harder groups. I think there's very few teams that are like very easy to beat, or easy to beat in 3s, easy to beat 2s and 1s. Feels like, you know, anybody can win in any game mode from our group. I think the big 3 in our group would be us, Liquid, and Rule 1. So we're happy to have taken down one of them and hoping that we get the chance to take down the other and, you know, make it into the next stage.
Yeah, of course, looking ahead, your last match either against Rule 1 or Team Secret. I have to imagine you'll probably be expecting to take on Rule 1. And can you give us at least an idea of whether you'd want to go for the 2v2 or the 1v1 first, and why?
I think we've thought about it a little bit. Granted, we weren't planning on picking because we're planning on winning the first game. So we're more so like, okay, what do we think they're gonna pick? Is kind of the question that we're asking ourselves. But realistically, I think the team looks really good in 1s and 2s. Dan had a bit of a rough match against Atao, but we know he can beat anybody in the world in 1s. So I think we'll kind of decide in the moment.
And that's what we love about you in particular, and obviously the whole team, the confidence that radiates in this sort of revenge that you guys want for missing out on Worlds just by a hair. But we're so glad to see you here and how you're performing on LAN. So thank you so much for the interview. Good luck in your matches. We'll see if you go flawless again.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Tame calm.
We'll see if he talks more smack later on, but you gotta stay composed. It's a new environment. I mean, it's day 1. You never know, but Version 1 squeak out in the Game 5, and now they face the winner of Rule 1 Team Secret.
And yeah, speaking of Team Secret and Rule 1, when we come back, that'll be our final match of the day here on the B stream, at least the English portion. So stay with us when we come back. KV1 gonna be taking on Rojas. See you back in a minute.